Among the classical theorists, we move on to Max Weber. Now, Max Weber belongs to the founding generation of sociology. He was not in the beginning as a professor of sociology. His professorship came very late, maybe very close to his death. He started his writings in the area of political economy, and then he contributed to the methodology of the social sciences. He has been very prolific writer in the sociology of religion. Social stratification is another area of interest. So he is considered as an influential figure in sociological theory. He had influence on structural functionalism, particularly one of the founders of functionalism was Talcott Parsons. And Talcott Parsons studied in Germany at the Heidelberg University. He was quite impressed by the approach being followed by Max Weber. So his influence is also on conflict tradition and the critical theory, and then we also see his influence on symbolic interaction through his ideas about Verstehen. That's a German word which means understanding the meaning and motives of action from actor's point of view. Repeat, Verstehen, V is pronounced as F. Verstehen, understanding the meaning and motives of action from actor's point of view. Now, this is more like a qualitative kind of approach or anti-positivist kind of approach. So he is professing that we have to understand the action of a person from his perspective. We have to look into what meanings he or she attaches to the action and what were the forces which led him to act in a certain way. So motives of action and the actor's point of view has to be looked into. So the focus was right from the beginning on the understanding of social action. So for Weber, sociology is science concerning itself with interpretive understanding of social action in order to arrive at causal explanation of its courses and effects. So what he is looking into is the causes and consequences of the action or the social action. What were the motives, what were the causes of that action, and what could be the consequences of that action or behavior. So acting individuals attach subjective meaning to their behavior. So action does not take place in isolation. It takes place in the company of others as well. It's a social action. But then there is a subjective meanings of that behavior. That's the emphasis of Max Weber. So he is considered as an empiricist, and he tried to bring in empirical, let's say, evidences from history. So theoretical ideas embedded in his empirical, usually historical research. So he tried to prove with evidence that he collected from the history from the times in the past. So Weber's methodology shaped his research, and the combination of the two lies at the base of his theoretical orientation. So that is how we see that Max Weber is one of the founding, let's say, sociologists, and he has a big influence on structural functionalism, then symbolic interactionism, and then the research and the empirical research, something like that.